I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay. And I'm going to add a couple documents into the chat. So I just added an agenda for today and a participant guide, and then I'm going to add one more piece here. And the third document I added is a basic crosswalk between Sakai and Canvas. Sakai is what we use in WISE, and for basic tool equivalent. So, for example, forums is called, and discussions are called forums in Sakai. In Canvas, they're called discussions. So, just a basic crosswalk of terms for you. All right, so taking a look at some of the documents here, I'm going to start out with getting into Canvas through our employee portal, because that's, I think we all probably go there at the beginning of the day. But before heading into that, I'd like to chat a little bit about some differences between Sakai and Canvas. Sakai has been used not only for academic purposes, but also for a lot of departmental purposes, organizing, faculty notes, things like that. And we're not going to be using Canvas in that way. Canvas is going to be strictly for academic use at this point in time. Other options are going to be available for those more administrative departmental pieces. Some use cases for Canvas that might sort of fall on that fine line would be setting up a course in Canvas for something like orientation for new students coming into your program, and where you're going to have some scheduling and kind of some nuts and bolts, but you might also have some academic, maybe you do sort of a little boot camp kind of thing for new students coming in. So it's kind of falls within a little administrative, but also some academic. And those are things that you can reach out to me and I can set up a course for you if it really meets those parameters. We have, you might have a course where if you have a big project that students work on, and maybe it's a project that's not necessarily related to one specific class, it might cover a few courses, and students from different courses come together and work on something, some central project. That might be another case for sort of one of those one-off manually created types of courses where you need to put academic content and information about, like, for example, for the law school, for bar exam preparations, things like that. So you might have some things like that. If you have some unique cases where you might need a course that are not courses that come in through our syncing with colleague, reach out to me and you can put in a JIRA ticket and that would go to me, and then I will basically ask you more about your course, and it'll either be a yes or a no or a maybe. So if you have robustly developed courses in Sakai, there is a process to migrate course content over. It's not always a neat and tidy migration. Things don't always fall where they're supposed to in Canvas, so it might require a lot of going in and fixing the titles on assignments, fixing dates, fixing where an assignment ended up, if it ended up in files and it's not an actual, didn't end up in assignments or discussions. So we can talk more about if you'd like to try migrating content from Sakai into Canvas. But if you have all of that same content sitting nicely on your computer, it might be a little faster to just build out a course from scratch and start fresh. And then once you have a course in Canvas, it's really easy. If you teach it again the next year, it's really easy to copy content over, to import content from one course to another. But anyhow, so that's the bit about WISE. So I'm going to go ahead. There are a couple ways you can get into Canvas. There's a link, which I provided in the training guide for today, but you can also just go into your employee portal and click the Canvas button, and that will take you to your Canvas dashboard, and you'll see published and unpublished courses there. Now we have a few things going on in the dashboard. Each of these on your dashboard is called a course card. And you can, each course card has an ellipsis where you can click it and you can move it up or down, depending on what display. I have a really large monitor right now, so everything is kind of nicely organized. You can change the color overlay for your course card if you want, but you don't have to. You'll notice icons on these course cards, and these icons are related to things that you have built into your course. So if you hover over them, you realize you can click on them. If something new is added to a course, or you have somebody's responded to a discussion point you've put in your course, a student's put in their course, little badges will show up on these. But these are course cards. You can click up here and you can do a list view, which is not, not my favorite. You can do a recent activity view, or just that course card view, which is a little bit neater and tidier. Over on the right, you have a to-do list. So students, when they have assignments coming up, things like that, things that you grade for them, that will show up either in their to-do list or their recent feedback. So that's a nice running list that will show up over on the right. And you can control what you can go into your your course account and control kind of how you manage all of this. So when you first log in, like I said, it takes you to your dashboard, and along the left here, you have what's called global navigation. So that's where you would click into, you can click into your account, you have your dashboard, but you also have courses, and I'll show you that in a moment. You have the calendar and your inbox. The inbox is connected to our university Gmail. So anything you do in your inbox will go out to students' emails. And if they respond to you, it will also go to your email, but it will also go into the email, the inbox in here as well. The history button's a fun button because that's a quick way to get back to something you were just working on without having to click into the course card. So the history can save you a little bit of time. Studio is going away over the summer, so don't even think about that. In My Media, I don't know, do any of you use Kaltura in Sakai right now in WISE? Okay. Well, My Media, we're going to be using Kaltura in here. So that's where you would go, and that's where you can, if you have media that you need to upload. And so this is where you can upload, you could do captures, you can do media uploads, you can create video quizzes in here. So that's My Media. And then we have the help button. You can click on this link right here, and this will take you to creating a JIRA ticket if you have a help desk request. This is a great repository of information. You can click on links in here to get to Canvas guides, things like that. And but I also have a lot of Canvas guides linked in the guides I'll provide you this week. So that is global navigation. If you go into your account, you can click on your profile and you can update, you can edit the image. So you can put an image of yourself, your cat, your dog, your fish, whatever you want to put there, you can put a picture. You can add information about yourself. If you would like to use the Canvas Teacher app, you would download it onto your device. So you go into your device's app store and it's called Canvas Teacher app. And you can get a QR code under your account to very easily log in and get your account set up on the app. So after you've downloaded the app, you come in here, grab your QR code, you'll get this little warning box that pops up about, you don't want to share your QR code. And then when you click proceed, your QR code will show up and you can just scan it on your phone or your whatever device and get into the Canvas Teacher app. So it's a great way to be able to monitor things in Canvas when you're on the go. I'm not going to obviously click into my QR code. So that's available in your account. Another thing that's available in your account is files. So if you click files from your actual account, that's your main repository of all files for all of your courses in here. And you can upload content, you can create folders, and I'm going to get more into files a little bit later today. You can publish and unpublish things in here, but this is where you can just upload random files that maybe you want to use later on in a course that you don't already have a course shell for. So that's files. Any questions so far? Okay. So I'm going to show you, jump back to my dashboard. So you also have a button in global navigation called courses. And if you click all courses, you're going to get a long list of any course that you've been associated with. And this is where you can access a course that isn't sitting on your dashboard. And for students, when a course officially ends in Canvas, students won't have that course on their dashboard anymore, but they can find that course if they click their courses button and get into this view of it. This is where you can click the star to have favorite courses that you want to show up on your dashboard. So my dashboard, I have these are three courses that Canvas put in here for demonstration purposes. If I don't want those there anymore, I would just come into courses, click all courses. And let's say I don't want American history there anymore. I just unclick that star. And then I go back to my dashboard. Well, it shouldn't show up there. And now it's gone. So you can simplify what's on your dashboard. So the next piece, and this might be important for wrangling some students. We have some great things available in the calendar tool. So you'll notice that I have a few things going on this calendar right now. And you'll see I have a lot of classes over here on the right. And you can color code each of your courses will take on a little color chip. And whatever that color is over here on the right will be the color of anything for that course that will populate on your calendar. So anything for this Sakai migration testing course will be this purple color.
Hey, Sarah, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So I have some courses that have the little, square next to it and some that don't. What does that mean?
Oh, like you have absolutely no square at all?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll have to go in and pretend I'm you and see what that looks like. That's a good question. I'll take a look at that. It could be that, they should at least have something there. But
I taught two sections of that class, and one of them has the square and one doesn't. I don't know if that.
Okay.
I can send you a screenshot later. It's not important.
Yeah, I can go in and masquerade as you and take a look at it. So I'll do that. Okay. You can change the color of your little color chip here too. Is you just click this little ellipsis and Maybe you want this one to be pink, and so on. So you can change these colors. With these, for some reason, oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Why some of those were not clicked. That's new for me to see them grayed out like this. Okay, so anyhow, you whatever colors on the right for your course will match the content for that course on your calendar. A couple things to notice. You'll notice here on the 9th, I have all these office hours. There's a really nice tool in here that is, if you click the, I didn't point that. If you click the little plus sign here, you can click an appointment group. And you can name that appointment group, let's just say advising fall 2023, something like that. And let's say you're going to have that happen tomorrow. And your time range is going to be from 11 in the morning to 5 in the evening. And we'll just say these are in Ford Hall lobby. And so now I've named my appointment group. I've named my location. I've put in the date. I've put in my time range. And then you can choose how you want to divide your time slots. So you can do 30 minutes or less, or more than 30 minutes by just using the little arrows. And then you click go. You have to make sure you do this step, because clicking go actually creates the appointment slots. And what's great here, 11 to 5 is a long time period to have it. That's 6 hours of straight advising. If you want to take some time off during that advising, you might say, okay, I'm going to take off between 12 and 12:30 and 2 and 2:30 and take a couple breaks with advising. You can select your calendar, so you can select the course you want the advising to go with. And you can limit your users to just one time slot, or maybe you can allow them to have more than one. You can limit the number of appointments per participant, and you can add notes here. Please bring laptop, or whatever notes you might want to bring, and you publish that. And so here are all the slots, and students then would see these bolded, and then anything that's bold, they could click on and sign up for an appointment slot. So it's a great way to make appointments. And if you have me add a manually created course in here where students would need to make appointments, then we have to make sure students have access to that course so that it shows up on their calendar. But anyway, that's the appointment scheduling tool in the calendar. Any questions? And obviously, when students make appointments, you get notifications, they get notifications in the email. So it's a great, and so it does communicate. So let's jump into the inbox.
I have a quick question, Sarah, if you could. In the calendars, there's a calendar that just has our name on it. Is that calendar purely then for private use, or is it linked to our Google Calendar at all, or what is? You
can pull a calendar feed. You see this calendar feed button right here?
Yeah.
You would click that, and then you can
okay.
Get the link and add that to your Google Calendar.
Okay.
And then you can obviously pick and choose what you want to have showing up on your Google Calendar at whatever time.
Sure.
Yes, you would use this calendar feed to feed into your Google Calendar. And also keep in mind, I have a lot of randomness here just because of demos and things. You will not have quite this much going on.
Right.
As I do. And it's kind of a mess. I need to go in and clean house a little bit. But yes, use that calendar feed, then it can feed into your Google Calendar, which is really handy.
Okay.
So then we have the inbox. And you can click the compose a new message icon up here. And you can select the course that you would like the message to go out to. And over here on the right, you would click and you would get your address book. And you can choose, I'm going to go into a different course real quick. Oh, sure. Remember which course I actually have real people in. But anyway, when you click the people, you'll have an option for students. See right here, teacher shows up, but you'll have an option for students. And you can click that and send the email to all students. Or when you click the word students, all your students in your course will populate down below, and you can choose whichever students you want to send an email to. Add your subject. And when you're sending to multiple students, make sure to click the send an individual message to each student, because then that hides emails addresses. If you send it out to 100 students, it automatically defaults to that, but I kind of doubt you'd be sending out to 100 students at one time, but maybe. And then, you know, type your message. And you can add an attachment. And you can also add an audio or video comment. And then you just click send, and that will go into send out to their email. And if they respond to you, that also comes to your email. But you also can come in here and check out your emails as well. But like I said, it also goes into your Gmail. And you can filter your mail in here by courses as well. So I just filtered by my demo course, this demo course, and I have no mail. So that's the mail tool.
To be clear, Sarah, the only things that would be showing up in here would be responses from students to things that we sent out from here. Like if a student individually contacts me through my email address, that's not going to show up in here at all.
No,
Okay.
it would have to be anything that they like. If they came in here and emailed you, then it would show up in here. But
Okay.
if they just went straight to your actual just email, then no, it won't show up in here.
Okay.
But if you send an email from here and they respond to you, it will show up both in your Gmail plus
In both spots.
here.
Right. Okay.
So that is the inbox. And the only other thing at the very intro that I want to talk about, because it's going to show up in everything. A couple things I do want to mention for student enrollment. We do not do any manual addition or removal of students in Canvas. It all is done by whatever you put in Sage. And Sage is basically colleague, and whatever goes in there will sync in here. So if you add a student in Sage, our student sync picks up every 30 minutes. So depending on where in the 30 minutes you've added the student in Sage, they should end up in here pretty quickly. But no manual at all. Any issues that you have with your course name in here, so if it's not named properly in here, if it doesn't look right, you'll need to reach out to the registrar about that, because the registrar is the only one with the power to change how your course, what the name of your course is. So if something's wrong, talk to them. Do any of you, Rachel, I'll get to you in just a quick second. Do any of you have anything that needs cross-listing? You teach the same thing to, it has to be same course, same days, same times.
Yes, Sarah, that will come up for some of our graduate courses in MSDS because they're cross-listed with MBA courses for joint degree students.
Okay, so you'll need to make sure that you check with the registrar on those, because we can't manually cross-list in here.
Okay.
And I know that came up with my AGSM training last week, so hopefully between you guys and them, those will be worked out in here.
Okay.
But you want to make sure they're cross-listed in here before any course content gets added, because if they're separate and then you have to cross-list them, if a professor's already gone in and added a lot of content, depending on how they cross-list and which course becomes the parent course, it could remove all of the content that was already added. So
Shoot.
figure that out now. If you have any questions, let me know. Rachel, you had a question.
On the idea of the students being added automatically through Sage,
Yes.
is there a way to add people to a class in not official student capacity? Because with, I mean, both on the sense of, other faculty members, but also, I mean, I found very useful in Sakai, the ability, the temp student. So a student comes, says they're probably wanting to add, but they haven't met with their advisor, that sort of thing. I can put them in the class and then they'll be turned into a student officially once that gets through the registrar. But it allows them to see course content before they've done all the official adding. And that's something I would be sad to lose.
Unfortunately, that is not an option. That option has been removed, and for a lot of reasons. But they should sink in really fast upon being added. So if you add them, they should get into the class within an hour. But there's, I guess the way I'll say it is that we're tightening up the reins on access to a class for reasons and such. So we're just getting a lot more clear on that as a university. And we're going to be working closely with the registrar on that as well, because they have concerns about how about making sure that we really have a tight hold on that. So unfortunately, that functionality is not going to be available. But I think the idea is that we'll get students in here much faster than we did before. So I know that's disappointing. I'm sorry to have to be the messenger about that. But, we'll get that more clarified for all of you. But the idea is it shouldn't take, a number of days for a student to get added to a course. It should be pretty fast. Okay, any questions? I know that's a tough topic. Technical support before I move forward. If you have issues with your Canvas course, you can put in a JIRA ticket. If it's off hours in the evening, on the weekend, and it's pretty critical, send me an email. And as long as I'm available, I'll look into it for you. I know how urgent things get right when the course, right when the term is going to be starting. And if just strange things might happen in the middle of a term. So don't ever worry about saying, oh, I can only put a JIRA ticket in. Put the JIRA ticket in. But if it's, like I said, off hours, send me an email as well. We like to track our tech requests through JIRA so we can get better analytics for the issues people are having. So it's a good idea to put it in a ticket and then also send an email if it's really urgent. I'll get an email through JIRA as well, but sometimes it requires someone to assign it to a certain group. Okay, a couple troubleshooting things that come up quite often with Canvas is making sure things are published. You can come in here and build out a beautiful course, but if you forget to publish your course, no students are going to be able to see it. So make sure you publish things and make sure you always click save or the red save button or the red update button, which you'll see more of today and in other trainings. But a couple of big issues, publishing and saving work. Now, those cause a bit of trouble for people. So let's move into course navigation. So I'm going to go ahead and click into this My Canvas demo course. And there's not much going on in here right now because it's just a blank course shell. And this is how your courses will look as well. And so I'm now on my home page. If I want to edit my home page, this is where students will first come when they get to your course. This is a great place to put an image, to put information about yourself, to put, a short paragraph about your course. It's a great place to put course meeting times, just some basic nuts and bolts. And you would just click edit. And just like in Wise, you have this rich content editor, which you can do all sorts of things with. You can add files, you can type in here, you can add an image. There's lots of options, and then you can populate, and then that would show up on that home page. So you might put course info, meeting times. Anything you want here, and make sure you click save, and then that will show up on your welcome page. I did not, in our template, this is technically a course template just because there were certain things I wanted to have in here in terms of your course level navigation. I did not put prompts on all the pages in here telling you what to put here, because the problem with that is if an instructor doesn't go in and delete all the prompts I put in there for you, then the students see all of that. So I just figured give you all a blank slate to do as you please with. So that's the home page. And then you just use the edit, and your home page is already published. So you don't need to worry about publishing your home page. It's just important to develop it. The next page is your syllabus. And your syllabus can be just a link to a syllabus. You can actually manually write your syllabus into this page, but you would click to edit and you can add your syllabus. The easiest way to add a syllabus is you can insert a file, and I'm going to upload a document. And I'm going to upload one of my syllabus from 2014. And there you go. And it will show up, and you can click update syllabus, and that's where, and it will show up, and I'll show you that in a minute. Another thing that you can have on your syllabus page is what we call the course summary. So as things are developed in your course, a list of all of these things would show up. So I put those advising appointments in the course, and that is shown up on the course summary. If you have a lot developed in here, this list can get a little bit long. If you don't want a course summary to show up on your syllabus page, you can always unclick this box. And then it won't show up. But let's keep it there for now. Click update syllabus. And so this is what my course syllabus page looks like now. Students can download the syllabus. Click on it. It'll open up. They can read through it. And they can choose to download it if they want. And they can close out of it. And then here's that course summary. And over time, you'd have a lot of things here. You can click on those calendar appointments, and that's then what they look like to you. But you still have all these available. So anyway, so now we have a syllabus page, and that's all done. The next piece is files. You'll notice I uploaded my syllabus that time with just uploading it from my computer, but you can also add files ahead of time and upload a few things into here, and then they would be available really quickly for when you're creating assignments and such. So you can click that upload button, And let's say you can upload a few different things. So, view change. So you can do a mass upload of documents. Now, nothing is in files here. So, I mean, sorry, it's in files. Nothing's in folders. I just uploaded a bunch of things. So I'm going to do some organizing. I'm going to create some folders. So I'm going to create a syllabus folder. And always make sure when you create your folder, you can check the little box there. I'm going to add an assignments folder. And a discussions folder. And lecture slides. So I just created a number of folders, and what you can do is very simply drag and drop things into your folders.
Hey, Sarah, so I see that there's a limit of 2.1 gigs. Is that overall, or is that just for, you know,
That's for your course.
the entire course?
Yes.
Okay. The reason I ask is because we have a lot of humongous data sets, and so putting it into Canvas is probably not going to be an option.
Well, we can talk. How do you deal with those now?
I have a Google folder, and I just
Okay.
point them to the same thing. Yeah.
We kind of have, we have a bit of a, we have an issue similar to that with PNCA because a lot of their media that they create up there is really heavy on data as well. We can, for one-off needs, expand your data.
Excellent. Thank you.
But if it becomes this is probably going to be a little bit of a learning curve for us, for you, just learning how your group uses what their data needs are, your group's data needs are going to be in here. And so we can definitely try things out and see what we need to do.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So anyway, in files, you can very easily upload a lot of things and from your computer and create folders to organize things. You can put folders inside folders. But it's a really nice way to organize. So let's jump back to the syllabus again and let's edit. And now I'm going to just remove this. Oops. And now I'm going to insert from a document from my course documents. So click that, and then everything that is in your course documents is going to populate on the right. And you can just click that and it shows up. And you can click update syllabus and there you go. So it's really easy once you have files in here to pull from those files for creating assignments, discussion, things like that. So probably smarter to upload your files first, organize your files, and then build things in here. Okay. So now some of the instructional components, and we're going to talk more about these tomorrow and Thursday, is our modules. So modules are sort of the meat and potatoes of your instruction in here. And your courses actually have 2 module shells built into them. So you would very simply, let's just call this week 1. I'm going to add a module. So here's a module, and then you can add to your module. And I'm not going to get into this in depth today just because of time. You can add a text header and you can say, call it reading. And then you can start to build things, add things into your module that will go under reading, go under different headers. I'm going to show you real quick some of these demonstration courses that are already in here. So in modules, this one, they have everything grouped by lessons. And they just basically added lesson 1, and they have a few things involved with that lesson. So they have a page, a link. So each bit of content you add to a module is associated with an icon. So quizzes are rocket ships, assignments are the pen and paper, discussions are the speech bubbles, links are looks like a link, and then a page looks like a page. And so modules can take on different types of organization. They have these by lesson. This course has their modules. Well, their modules are hidden in here. They have course orientation, then they have week 1, and they have headers before class, after class, and so on. So I would say the biggest feedback that I get from students are when instructors just put a bunch of stuff in a module, and you might get 20 things under one module, but there's no headers to help guide the human eye to the organization of that module. So the headers are really helpful, but tomorrow we'll talk more about modules and creating modules and what that looks like and how to organize them. But hopefully they will match kind of how you organize things in your syllabus and how you organize your class meetings. Anyhow, so a couple things I want to show you. So that's modules. Then we have assignments. And this is where you'll build out any of your assignments. You can create assignment groups. So you can call it, you can have maybe readings. You could call you could say discussions. You might have quizzes, however you name your assignments, but you'd simply come in, add an assignment group. And then you can associate all of your discussion assignments, for example, with the assignment group discussions. So that's another thing. We have quizzes built in here. And we'll talk on Thursday about quizzes. Quizzes is a little bit heavier topic in here, but you can build quizzes. When you initially build a quiz in here, it's a lot of work because you have to build out the questions. But every time you add a question in your Canvas, you create a question bank for yourself. So then you can always go back and pull that question on any future quizzes you create. But it's a bit of a heavy lift initially to create quizzes. So I will tell you that is, but once you put the work in, it's pretty nice. And then we have grades. And you will have, as you put assignments in here, they will populate in your grade book, and you can very easily access. You can grade actually here in your grade book, but we also have a tool called Speed Grader, which is pretty snazzy, that you will probably love. And so those are some components of instruction in here. So I want to talk to you real quick about course level navigation. So this is global navigation. This is course level navigation. You notice that I have some hidden icons here. These 4 pages at the bottom, if you hover over them, they say disabled, not visible to students. These 4 at the top are just not visible to students because there's no content added to them at this point in time. You can modify your course level navigation in settings. So you click the settings button, and you will come to this page, which is a little bit less intuitive looking, and you would click up here to navigation. And you'll see 2 sets of course pages. You'll see the top set, the bottom set. All of these on the bottom have been disabled. But if there's something you want in here, you can always add it to the enabled pages. If there are things up at the top that you don't want to have in your course, you can drag them down to the bottom. So let's say I'm not going to be doing any quizzes in here. I would drag that and drop it down below. Or on the flip side, let's say quizzes is an in-course level navigation, you'd like to add it. You just drag it and drop it here. You can rearrange the order of this. You cannot rearrange the order, your home page. It's always going to be at the top. But you can, if you want your syllabus down towards the bottom, you can rearrange, drag and drop any of these things to rearrange them. Some of these things down below, you might not need. Do you use rubrics in your program? By chance? You grade students using rubrics? No, okay. But anyway, this is how you can modify your course level navigation. Make sure that with any changes you make here, always click your save button. And then click your update course details. And then that would make any changes that you want here. Obviously, I rearranged things, so my icons look a little different than they did. Now you can always go into student view to see how it looks to them. There's the student view button up here. You click that, and then you can see what your course looks like to them. And so they see a lot less than what you see. So unfortunately, you can't hide everything from yourself if you just to get it out of your way, but you definitely can for students. It's a little confusing for students. For example, if you have media gallery here and they're never ever going to use it, it's easier to hide things so that students don't wonder what they're there for. A couple things that are integrated in here now. We have Zoom integrated. When you click on it, we're getting this little message, but we're working on figuring out how we're going to get rid of this, but you can just click this button and you'll get to Zoom. Zoom was not previously integrated in here, so this is a nice addition. Do you all use Perusal? Okay. Do you use Turnitin? Okay, because Turnitin is available in assignment creation. What about VoiceThread?
Is it available?
What was that?
Do you mean Turnitin? Is that what you're
Turn it
saying?
in.
Yeah, so is it available in Canvas?
Yeah.
Can we use it? Okay.
Yeah, Turnitin. You can turn it in Canvas. So if it's located in assignments, and tomorrow we'll do more of this. But if you add an assignment, I'm just gonna type mumble jumble here, and you give it, depending on the type of submission, it has to be you could do a file upload, text entry, and then you have this plagiarism review option that shows up, and you can choose turn it in. And there it goes. So, and turn it in is they're saying that they can pick up the AI, so we'll see. Maybe today they can. I don't know if they will and do much, but so it just shows up as plagiarism review, and then you could choose turn it in, and that's where it is. The last thing I want to talk about is announcements. How to create an announcement. And announcements are a great way to send out a quick announcement to your whole class. Right now I have no announcements, so that's why it's still hidden. So let's just add an announcement and say, stay cool. It's hot. Drink water. And I'm just going to publish that. And now you notice my hidden icon is gone, and now there's my announcement. I can check on student view. That's how it looks for students. Back to a couple things about announcements. I'm going to add another announcement, and I'm going to just say, campus closed. We have snow. So no class on campus. And funny, I'm going to show you how to delay a posting when it's a snow post. So you can delay if you would like to put a bunch of announcements in here ahead of time. You can delay them and say, okay, I'm going to delay that until May 18th. You can add a timestamp and say, let's have that go out at 6:00 a.m. on May 18th. Down here, there's some options. You can allow users to comment. You can enable, I'm not going to worry about the podcast feed. You can allow liking, but just remember, if you allow users to comment and allow liking, that's a lot of notifications. So you might want to just micromanage that one a little bit. You can choose attachments and then you click publish. So there are some options for announcements, and obviously I delayed this one. The content of this announcement will not be visible to users until May 18th at 6 a.m. So it's a great way if you just want to plan ahead with announcements. So that's announcements. Any questions about anything today?
I got a quick one. Sorry, Rachel, go ahead. You did it the proper way.
This is specifically about the announcements. I see there's a reply button under it.
Yes.
Does that go to our email, or like in Wise, go to some Never Never Land where nobody
There-
useful
would
is going to
go-
see it?
It would go to you would get an email notification.
Okay, so it's something where if I sent out an announcement to students and they hit reply, I would see the email. Okay, that
Yes.
is definitely an improvement over.
Yes,
Sakai.
yeah. So definitely.
So when
Kristen,
it
do you have a question?
Yeah, so we have a few TAs that are embedded in our classes, and previously in Wise, we were able to just kind of add them, and they were able to see all the content that I posted and stuff. With the tightening of, who can see your course content, how do we take that into account? And like Jameson and Hillary are academic listeners in my master's classes. Like how do we keep that functionality?
A couple questions. So academic listeners are, what do they do?
Hillary, you can tell me better, but I think you see all the content I post and all my announcements. Is that right?
Yes, and it really helps, from a student affairs perspective. I mean, just for one example, for Jameson's capstone class, that he's the instructor of record this summer. I'm not a faculty member, but I'm on his Y site and I'm able to help with scheduling our industry speakers and things like that. Like I need to see updates to the class and I need to get, the same messages that the students get. That's frequently the case with other graduate level classes as well, like Kristen's, for example.
We have, there will be people within your CSDS group who are going to get an admin level account.
Okay.
We call it an academic admin. It's not full level admin, but it would allow you to go in and view things, and you can make like global announcements. So if you need an announcement to go to all of your classes, you could do something like that.
Okay.
So we would just need to know who those people will be.
Okay. This probably came up in your AGSM conversation too, right?
It has. It has. And then in terms of TAs, the way we're handling TAs, and we're having a big discussion with the registrar next week about the TA thing. You can put in a JIRA ticket requesting that a TA gets added to your course. The thing that we really need to know is, have they gone through the HR end of TA things where they've done the FERPA training, things like that. So just put in a JIRA ticket, say I need these TAs added to this course, and then I will vet that situation and get them added.
Thank you.
If it's urgent, put the ticket in, but you can also back it up with an email to me as well. Don't ever hesitate to reach out to me, but I'll also put the ticket in just so that we're using our ticket system the best way possible. It's just so that we have a good, clear system for support for you. Rachel.
Would we be able to add other faculty members through a JIRA ticket? Because, I mean, I have access to a couple of other math sites and DS class sites. Just
I think
sort
we
of-
would just need to understand the background, and this might be something that you all have been doing, and we just, it's good for us to get this information from you, so then we kind of know how we need to proceed with these decisions. But yes, send a JIRA ticket and we will help you out.
I think a lot of cases where you have two faculty members teaching different sections of the same class, there's a certain amount, you know, if you're on each other's Y sites, you can kind of make sure you understand what the other class is covering and share assignments back and forth more easily than
Yeah.
constantly emailing each other.
There's a lot of functionality in Canvas that is really useful for that. So, but yes, put in a ticket. And it's just good for us to understand so we know how to navigate these situations with our new system and just tightening things down a little bit. What we don't want to do is make your jobs a lot more difficult by saying, no, we just want to understand better and then make the change in the system for you as quickly as possible. Any other questions?
So where is the ticket? How do I access the ticket if I want to send any message or?
Oh, a ticket in JIRA. Well, you can click into the help button here and just click this and it will take you into JIRA and you can create a ticket. Now this looks a lot, this is mine because I've admin in JIRA, so this is not what it's gonna look like for you. But for you all, do you have just a red create button? I don't know. I'm gonna show
If they
you.
go, if they go to the Willamette homepage and then search for WITS,
Yeah, you can go and do that as
you
well.
can create a ticket that way, and should be a
right here.
service request right there under request
Right here.
services. Yeah.
So you go into here and do that. And then start a new service request. And then it'll make you search. So I'm just going to click access. And then you'll say TA in course, maybe, or whatever question you have. And then you would type your description here. You can put a contact phone number if you want. And then click create. And then you'll receive an email notification about the ticket you created. And then WITS is pretty fast, at least routing your ticket to where it needs to go. You should hear back pretty quickly from them. It's just the difficult time is if it's after hours, if it's in the evening, or it's on a weekend. And that's why if you put in a ticket for something I need to take care of, and there's nobody at WITS during the weekend to send the ticket off to me, and then that's why I said, put the ticket in, but you can also email. I don't want anybody having a big emergency with your Canvas, 2 days or a day before classes start. So just make sure that, just reach out in multiple avenues, I guess. Any questions? And Alexander, are you going to be the USC for this group?
I believe so. Does it fall under natural and social sciences?
It's
I am.
in limbo land. It's kind of part of both. So
Okay,
for now, the two of us are kind of tag teaming support.
okay. So, and if any of you use Slack, you can Slack me because I use Slack. I fully believe in Slack. Do you all use it? Maybe, maybe not. But anyhow, any questions? Any more? Okay, I will hopefully see you tomorrow, same time, and it was great meeting with all of you. Have a lovely rest of your day and stay cool.
Thank
Thanks,
you very
Sarah.
much, Sarah.
Thanks. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.